Or excuse me? We're live now? Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's press conference. Today, we have three topics that we're going to be covering. First is a proclamation declaring June as Refugee and Immigrant Heritage Month. Second is the unveiling of the Gateways for Growth report regarding the economic impact of immigrants and refugees on Erie County. Third is a recognition and celebration of one of the most important days in U.S. history. It's called Juneteenth. So let's get started. We celebrate the rich cultural diversity that our immigrants and refugees bring to the city of Erie. I'm proud, very proud, to proclaim the month of June as Immigrant Heritage and Refugee Awareness Month right here in the city of Erie. Next, I'm going to read a proclamation about that. Whereas the city of Erie is very proud to show strong, welcoming spirit to all refugees and immigrants whose contributions have been vital in creating the very vibrant community that Erie is. Whereas each generation of refugees and immigrants in Erie has increased our understanding of the meaning of freedom, which is a life that has been sought by millions and millions of people who escape persecution and peril in their quest for liberty. Whereas refugees and immigrants continue to be a vital part of Erie, enhancing the city culturally, economically, politically, professionally, and spiritually. Whereas all refugees and immigrants improve Erie's boundless cultural diversity by cherishing and celebrating their cultural identities with the entire community of Erie. Whereas a city of very diverse cultures, we seek to grow by fostering strong relationships with our refugees and immigrant communities. This enables us to appreciate, support, and prosper as one truly united city. Now, therefore, I, Joseph E. Schember, Mayor of the City of Erie, hereby proclaim June 2021 as Immigrant Heritage Month and as World Refugee Awareness Month here in the City of Erie. I encourage all Erie residents to celebrate our heritage of immigrant contributions to our city. Diversity makes us stronger. Together, we heal, learn, and shine. So, in November, we announced that the New American Economy and Welcoming America had selected Erie to receive the Gateways for Growth Research Award as part of the fourth cohort of this initiative. Launched in 2016, Gateway for Growth is a competitive opportunity for localities to receive assistance in an effort to improve the immigrant inclusion in our community. Over the last 6 months, we have been partnering with the Erie Regional Chamber and Growth Partnership on developing a research brief that illustrates the economic impact of immigrants and refugees right here in Erie County. We're excited to release this today, 6 months ahead of schedule, in honor of Immigrant Heritage and Global Refugee Awareness Month. Here to tell us more is Nikan Astari Carpenter, our New American Liaison. Nikan has been working on this hard, along with the Chamber of Commerce and Gateways for Growth. Nikan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. So recently, my interns and I, we did a survey interviewing members of the New American Council. The survey result shows that there are 3 top topics concerning our Erie's refugees and immigrants. The first one is economic and workforce development. The second one is equitable access to language, health, housing, and transportation. The third one is civic community engagement and safe community. Now, since I joined Mayor Chamber administration in 2018, I have gotten lots of questions about refugee and immigrant data in Erie, from what are the top languages that are being spoken to what is the economic impact of refugees and immigrants in Erie itself. So I am very grateful to Gateway for Growth, New American Economy, and Welcoming America for giving us the opportunity to do this research. Special thanks to the Mayor's New American Council and the Erie Regional Chamber and Growth Partnership who work together with us to make this possible. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Gabriela Carmona of the New American Economy. She's going to present the research report. However, due to the time difference, Gabby cannot be here in person, but she recorded her presentation. So let's watch it together. Frank?
Thank you for this opportunity. Hi, my name is Gabby Carmona. I'm the Senior Policy Associate at New American Economy. Before diving into the report, I did want to give a quick background on New American Economy, also known as NAE. NAE is a bipartisan research and advocacy organization fighting for smart federal, state, and local immigration policies. We do this through original research, which quantifies the economic contributions of immigrants at every level of our economy, and then use this narrative to bring together leadership from across the country to support policies that ensure that all residents are welcome and have a pathway to success. Our state and local team in particular works with a network of over 100 communities and more than 35 states across the country. And we do this through programs like the Gateway for Growth Challenge, a competitive opportunity co-facilitated by NAE and Welcoming America to help communities improve immigrant integration and inclusion. Erie is one of 19 communities awarded research under planning support to help Erie better understand and ensure that they can continue to attract the best and the brightest from around the world. Findings from our report come from NAE's analysis of the 2019 American Community Survey. As our report finds, immigrants make up 4.1% of Erie County's population. To give you some perspective, that's slightly smaller than their shares at both the city and state level. To give you an idea of the geographic diversity, we see that there isn't really one dominant group in Erie. The top 5 countries of origin are Bhutan and India, which have the largest shares, followed by Mexico, China, and Nepal. Despite being small, this population leaves a concrete economic footprint: a tax base that supports the city and county's infrastructure, a workforce that attracts business and drives job growth, and a solid foundation of consumer spending that can go back into the local economy. We see that in 2019, immigrants in the county earned over $261 million in household income, and from that, more than $26 million went to state and local taxes, leaving them with $192.3 million in spending power or disposable income. And those contributions are slightly smaller at the city level, just given their smaller population size. But collectively, immigrants contributed over $463.5 million to the county's GDP. So what does this look like in the labor force? So while 4.1% of the population, immigrants in Erie are 4.8% of the employed labor force and over 8% of all STEM workers, a field where we see shortages across the country and in Pennsylvania at large. And in the labor force, we see that immigrants are playing an outsized role in several other key industries in the county: professional services, manufacturing, hospitality, healthcare and social assistance, and education. Another area where we see immigrants driving growth, both in job creation and in local economic activity, is entrepreneurship. In Erie County, immigrants represent an outsized share of business owners, 4.9%. Despite making up just 4.1% again of the total population. And at the backbone of this innovation is education. Immigrants in Erie County are highly educated and more likely to have an advanced degree as well as a bachelor's. Over 45% of immigrants have at least a bachelor's degree in the county. In 2019, when we look at housing, 47.2% of immigrant households in Erie County owned their own homes, and they collectively contributed $342 million in property value. The remainder, 52.8% of immigrant households were renters, and they paid over $17 million in rent that same year. Lastly, when we look at the immigrant population at large and their citizenship, we see that over 45% of immigrants are naturalized, which is slightly lower than the national average of 48.7%. And over 16%, though, are still eligible to naturalize, which is particularly compelling since studies have shown that immigrants who gain citizenship have higher earning potentials. Now, before I close out, I did want to highlight two additional resources. First is our Map the Impact website, which houses additional data points on the local economic and demographic contributions of immigrants in all 50 states, as well as at the congressional level, the largest metro areas, and then at the county level. I encourage all of you to explore it. And the second resource is our Gateways for Growth website, which is really a resource hub where you can find this report and then all other reports awarded to communities through this program, as well as strategic welcoming plans created by communities through this program, which are really efforts to help more intentionally welcome immigrants into their community. So thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at the email address listed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at the email address listed. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gabby. It's truly been a pleasure working with your team and New American Economy. As I mentioned earlier in doing this research, the City of Erie partners with the Erie Regional Chamber and Growth Partnership. I really appreciated the Chamber's support and enjoyed working along with Amy Murdoch. And with us today, we have Mr. James Kranke. James?
Even though I probably need the box, I'll stand. And thank you. And first, we are so pleased to have the leadership of Mayor Schimber and a partner like the city to support their efforts to grow a more vibrant and inclusive economy. This report gives us critical insights of how to drive our long-term strategy in making our economic development ecosystem more welcoming for all members of our community. Of note to me were two key findings. First, new Americans in Erie County made up 4.9% of business owners. In comparison, however, immigrants made up 12.4% of the business owners in all of Pennsylvania. And this tells us that as leaders in economic development, we need to do a better job in supporting new American entrepreneurs and making the ecosystem more accessible. And we already have plans underway of how to more proactively address these efforts. Second, the expert team with the New American Economy estimates immigrants living in the county have helped to create or preserve over 500 manufacturing jobs in our region, a key insight that we can use in our workforce development strategy with the Erie Regional Manufacturing Partnership. And in fact, in a recent conversation with an area manufacturer, he addressed the immigration policy as it exists as a barrier to growing his own workforce. So the Chamber is committed to putting these findings into action. In the past year, we've invested time and resources for our own internal DEI training, as well as external DEI programs for our members. We will continue to work in partnership with the city, the Better Together Council, and the key stakeholders such as the International Institute to ensure that our economic development ecosystem is more welcoming and inclusive. Thank you.
I still need the box. So thank you so much, Jim. The research report is now available and can be downloaded online from the New American Economy website, and it's also available under the city's website. If you go to the city website, cityof.erie.pa.us, go to the Welcoming Erie page, you'll find it there. And I hope this data can help anyone who is making decisions that will affect the future of immigrants and refugees in Erie community. So thank you, Mayor. That concludes my report today. Thank you.
I'll stay off that one too. Yes, yes. Deacon, thank you very much. Also, a big thanks to Gateways for Growth, the New American Economy, Welcoming America, and James and Amy from the Erie Regional Chamber and Growth Partnership. Thank you very much for your collaboration on this initiative. Our foreign-born residents are making an economic impact on the county economy. We look forward to being able to use this report to make the data-driven decisions that'll make Erie better. Lastly today, I want to recognize June 19th in the city of Erie as Juneteenth, and I have a proclamation for that as well. So whereas June 19th is commemorative as Juneteenth, it is also known as Freedom Day, Jubilee Day, Emancipation Day, and Liberation Day. Juneteenth is a symbolic historic milestone within African American communities. Whereas the Emancipation Proclamation was signed on January 1st, 1863, declaring that all persons held as slaves within the rebellious states are henceforth shall be free. But it was not until June 19th, 1865, that Texas slaves received word that they were free. That's 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. This announcement on June 19th, 1865, led to the celebration of freedom, which is now known as Juneteenth. Whereas now, 156 years later, Juneteenth is celebrating that freedom. It is also a tribute to slaves who never knew freedom and African Americans whose endurance, sacrifices, and resilience ensured freedom for future generations. Because of freedom, we continue to celebrate Juneteenth. Whereas Juneteenth serves as a reminder for City of Erie residents to join together to ensure that all people who are part of our beautiful city, regardless of skin color, have access to education, career opportunities, and all opportunities that allow them to pursue happiness. Now, therefore, I, Joseph E. Schember, Mayor of the City of Erie, declare that Saturday, the 19th day of June, 2021, is Juneteenth Day here in the City of Erie. Let us all walk forward together, arm in arm, with our mission to build opportunity, restore hope, and transform Erie. Next now, Angela McNair will share some information with us about her Juneteenth event taking place on Friday and Saturday coming up here. Angela, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mayor Schember, and thank you, everyone. We really appreciate you recognizing Juneteenth as a holiday in the city of Erie, and we are looking forward, as I saw in the news just yesterday, the Senate passing a bill to make Juneteenth a federal holiday, so we're excited about Juneteenth. Myself and my team have been doing Juneteenth for the last 7 years, and this weekend we will have festivities going on in the city. On Friday night, we're doing a sort of family reunion event at 1225 State Street, where we are just gonna have like a networking and just a gathering so people can come together, have some fun, dance, music, and just get to know each other in the community. On Saturday is our main celebration that will be hosted on State Street in between 12th and 13th and State. We'll have the block shut down during 11 a.m. until 7 p.m., where there will be over 60 vendors of Black-owned Erie businesses that will be participating in our celebration. And we're hoping that everyone will come out and support these vendors. We have people from food trucks to clothing to hair and natural products, just anything you can actually think of will be out there. And you know, I do this so that we can encourage our Black-owned Erie businesses and small businesses, you know, to keep going on and keep on striving for greatness. We hope that you all come out. We'll have entertainment there. There'll be a DJ, a band, and much more. Kids zone, and we're looking forward to this celebration. We feel like this is going to be our biggest celebration ever, and it's the first year we actually ever got the chance to shut the block down, and we appreciate the city of Erie for everything they've done and all the efforts that they've put forth and making sure that we have everything that we need. And we hope to see you there once again Friday from 8 p.m. to 12 p.m. at 1225 State Street, and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. between 12th and 13th and State. We'll be out there, and we hope to see you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. Hey, Angela, I'd like to present you with the proclamation that I just read about Juneteenth.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes. And Angela, we really appreciate everything you're doing to make Juneteenth a celebration here in Erie. That's really great. Next, I want to invite our community liaison, Michael Outlaw, to the podium. He's going to say a few words about Juneteenth. Michael.
Good morning, and thank you, Mayor. Juneteenth is a somber moment for America in the city of Erie. It reminds us as a nation in the city the courage, strength, and resiliency that blacks pre and post slavery. Juneteenth reminds us that education, dedication, and character are some of the keys to being successful in America. And finally, Juneteenth is a reminder that political power is necessary to dismantle systemic racism. And that's why the city of Erie is looking to utilize a consultant with extensive experience to assist us to successfully promote diversity, equity, and inclusion. The following consultants will be interviewed, and one will be selected to work with the department heads, key staffs to analyze existing systems, policies, programs, and processes. Compass Consulting, LLC, Professional Development Associates, Strategic Consulting Partners, and finally, Thriving Culture. Once the consultant is selected, we will inform the public who will be chosen and the consultant's timeline to complete the project scope. In closing, as a nation and a city, we must acknowledge that existing systems propagate disparities for the Black and brown community. We cannot and will not whitewash the history of blacks in America or the city of Erie. Instead, this administration will remain watchful and diligent in our pursuits to ensure diversity, equity, and inclusion becomes a reality within city government and throughout our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Michael. I really appreciate all the work that you are doing to make it more inclusive and making Erie a better place to live for everyone. We celebrate our rich cultural diversity year-round, but especially during the month of June. Finally, joining us next today, we have a very special treat. Please sit back, close your eyes, and enjoy the Negro National Anthem sung by Doheny Matthews.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the day when hope unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our Father sighed. We have come over a way that with tears have been watered. We have come trending our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our wearies, God of our silent tears, Thou who has brought us thus far on the way, Thou who has by Thy mind lead us into the light, keep us forever in the path, we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met Thee. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget Thee. Shadowed beneath Thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land. Thank you.
A standing ovation, well deserved. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate that. That was a very moving rendition of the Negro National Anthem, and thank you very much for that. We really appreciate it. That completes this week's press conference, and thanks for watching. Until next week, follow us on the city government social media accounts for the latest news and updates on anything going on. And everyone who spoke is now available for interviews. Thanks very much.